69 Chevy with a 396, fuel headers and a hearse on the floor.
Hello. Today we're going to look at some die-cast cars, surprisingly. And let's start off with XCarToys' rendition of the Audi 100? I think it's just called the Audi 100. Audi 100. XCarToys is a Chinese brand that are very precise and very good quality, especially for the price. I've compared them several times in the past to Tomica Limited Vintage, or Tomica Limited Vintage Neo, because they are true 164. They're very detailed and crisp. They have inserted tail and headlights. They roll very well on rubber tires, and like Tomica Limited Vintage, they have a really nice suspension system. Now, it is a bit unusual, though I guess it's becoming less unusual, to find a German car rather than a Chinese car in their lineup. But it's nice. It's nice to do so. It's nice to find it. And one of the most interesting things about this casting is the headlights, which are inserted. They are clear plastic, but then they're painted on top of with a matte paint. And then there's more clear plastic over top of it, is what it looks like. And it creates a really interesting effect that adds depth to the headlight, which you don't often see. You see treatments of the taillights that add a murky sort of changes in the density of color and things that are realistic, or give the sense of realism with the two things that are not always the same. And here we have some pretty nice taillights. You can see the hole where the peg for the taillights is holding it in place, which I think is a bit, not lazy, but could be done better. This car, however, does not disappoint with the door handles, which are just amazing. I don't know how close I can get here, but they've got the latch, the housing for the latch, an indent underneath so you can get your hand in under the latch. They're remarkably detailed. Very well done. The windows are clear. The outlines in silver are nice. They have side view mirrors that are just black. They're not painted anything. Now, one thing, and this is a defect in this particular instance, but that steering wheel in there is parallel to the ground. It's like comes flat out, which is, I mean, obviously ridiculous. I don't know how it happened. The detail is inside are otherwise quite nice. And so, yeah, that's a flaw, but it's also a flaw that you kind of have to look. Like, that won't keep me from putting this in my collection, because this is a very nice I like the color. I think the wheels are gorgeous with the Audi badging. There's a bit of paint I just noticed here. A bit of paint drift. It wasn't taped off properly or something like that, and it got on the door. But this is a very reasonable, everyday driver type of car, and I like it quite a lot. The two flaws on it, of the two flaws, the more ridiculous one is the less visible one, and then the smaller flaw is the one that actually bothers me more because it is visible. But looking at it like this is quite a nice car. Oh, there's more on the back too. The paint just comes up above the line, and it goes down below the line here. It's not as crisp as it could be. Okay. So, XCarToys. Not as precise in this instance. Although, these headlights are really something special, I think. And so, I am glad to have this model. It's nice to see a new way of doing things with diecasts, and that definitely is a type of headlight treatment that I have not seen before. I have seen clear headlights over painted, chrome or whatever underneath, but this genuinely appears to be clear, and then the clear is painted, and then there's clear again over top of that. I may be wrong. I may be interpreting it visually incorrectly. Very nice shocks as well. That's XCarToys, the Audi 100. Very nice. Some flaws in the implementation. And then from Auto World, rolls very nicely, we have a brand new casting, the Mitsubishi Starion, a car which I have, is one of my favorite castings from Tarmac, is this red Starion, Global 64, so it doesn't roll, unfortunately, but God, it's gorgeous. And so when I saw that Auto World was doing one, I was very excited, and I ordered it. It has very nice wheels. It rolls nice, first of all. But let's take a look. The interior looks nice. It's a nice gray. It just has silver painted side view mirrors. Wow, the detail work on the side is quite nice. It's got a little bit of a step level thing here. I don't know what that is, but it's detailed quite nicely. This badging is very cool, very crisp. Metal bottom, though not heavy. The lights on the back are done nice. They're a little darker, I think, than normal, but it's nice. There's some paint drip, I guess, coming off of this little spoiler thing. It's not even a spoiler, is it? It's just the shape of the, I think this is not paint drip, but windshield wiper, so I'm not gonna deduct points for that. I should have a point system, that would be cool. Star car. Mitsubishi Starion. I do really like these wheels. They're like 5-spoke. And then the front, the grille is really nice down there. badging. The lights are okay. But let's take a look. Unlike the Tarmac one, this one has an opening part, and just an amazingly detailed engine. So nice. Very, very nice engine. And look at the lines on that moving part, like flawless. You could own this and not realize it had a moving part. No, I think this is a great model. This is a really great addition to the Auto World lineup and to my collection, I think. It doesn't have the elegance of the red and black one from Tarmac, but it has a cool factor that the other one doesn't have. So they're going for two different things, I think. This is more like more of a badass version, and the Tarmac one is more of a let's take a look. Oh, that's not it. That's a very similar car, but not a Starion. The Tarmac one's just gorgeous. Everything about it is flawless. Inserted tail and headlights, and well, anyway, that's not what we're reviewing. Just to say that this one has its place, I think. It's obviously a very different price point, and I couldn't be happier with this. This is really nice. And it's because it's an Auto World store exclusive, it's limited to like 1,200 or something, which is unfortunate. I mean, they're going to come out with more of them, obviously. This is just the first one. Okay, and in with the new cars, I thought I would look at one car from my collection that I find myself going back to a lot, and it's this BMW 2002 from Rally Monte Carlo in '69. From Schuco of all places, because it's just a gorgeous car done flawlessly. It's got this like charm to it, like the goofy 115 that the Frankfurt looks just kind of slapped on. It does have the nice the rally sign, and the BMW badging is really nice. But it's just like, I guess it's the different colored hood that kind of gives it a DIY feel. But these fog lights are probably the best looking fog lights I've ever seen on a diecast, like the best implemented. It's got the amber, it's got the outer ones are more a little not opaque, but like more silver than clear, and then it's got the actual headlights, which are clear, and they're all inserted. It's not like some cars that have inserted headlights and then the fog lights are more like painted silver or done in some other way, chrome. They're just an amazing detail, and on such a charming car. The wheels are nice. I love everything about this car. It rolls really, really well. I mean, if you're interested in rally or in BMWs, this Schuco 2002 Rally Monte Carlo is definitely worth picking up. I prefer it to, I'm going to move the camera again. I apologize that I keep doing this. I prefer it to this Schuco BMW 2002 with the Jägermeister livery, which is charming. It's a charming livery. I don't like it as much because it's not as simple. Oh, I can't go in front. Is that a mirror? No, that side's not a mirror. It has rally lights as well, but they're not as well done. Although it does have a rally light on the back. But it is not as charming, I think, as this one. Okay. So, speaking of Schuco, we have another Schuco. This one is a Schuco Tarmac collaboration. I do believe that it's all the casting work, you know, everything's done by Tarmac and not Schuco. I'm not sure when diecast brands do it's Collab 64, which can go either way on the rolling, but this one does roll. It says Schuco on the bottom. So maybe I'm wrong. So it's a 911 GT2. And it's in a fairly standard but nice red color. The bodywork is kind of cool around the front tires. It's kind of classic rather than muscly. Like on the back you can see it's like more modern muscle, but in the front it feels more like something you'd see in the 60s rather than the 90s. The headlights are not done very well. They look stuck on, so that makes me think that maybe it is Schuco that did this. That's not very generous of me, I guess, but I've definitely had more trouble with Schuco's headlights than with, I mean, they're not like sparky. Sparky headlights are like bad fake nails that just fall off. The interior's cool. It's left-hand drive, one seat. The wheels are actually pretty cool. They give me like almost like an antlers vibe. Golden antlers. Door handle's okay. Interior detail. I mean, the black outline on the windows is nice. Does draw attention to the fact that this window is not fitted properly, which is unfortunate. Is that the case with the other side as well? Yes. Neither side has properly fitted windows. And, wow, that's pretty glaring as well. The spoiler is not glued on properly. It is millimeters up on the right side. That's too bad. But it is glued, so there's no just like clicking it into place or anything. That's kind of shitty. Pardon my French. To be honest, this is not my favorite Porsche to begin with. And with the light flaws and the window flaw, and especially this flawed spoiler, I think this is this turned out to be a mess. I shouldn't have blamed Schuco. You know, I mean, immediately before looking at this, I was looking at one of my favorite cars in my entire collection, and it's a Schuco. So, you know, Tarmac put their name on it, Schuco put their name on it. Somewhere in the mix, we just got this quality control nightmare. And I'd maybe be willing to forgive it more if I liked the car more, but I don't. So now from Tomica Limited, not Tomica Limited Vintage, and it's 160 scale, not 164. But this is the Mazda Cosmo Sport, which I just noticed either Hot Wheels or I think it was Matchbox has a casting of this. But when I ordered it, I was like, I've never seen this car before. It looks interesting. We have painted on headlights. I guess an old Mazda badge. This Cosmo font is kind of nice. I mean, that's a really charming front end. I do like it. Yeah, the wheels are cool. The door handles are, I mean, could be done better. It's right-hand drive, obviously. Does have opening parts. The lines are not great. There's no detail on the inside of the door. The steering wheel is comically large. The lines where the pieces are connected is also not that great. At first I thought this was intentional. The fact that it didn't line up, like the top light and then the other one would be a little bit in, and then this top light and the other one would be a little bit in, but they're both shifted to the right, and this line is really glaring, and so it makes me think that, yeah, you can see the gap, you can see that it's kind of bent in here, so that's completely unintentional. It's a quality control mistake. That's too bad. This has a really, really nice silhouette. Does it roll? It does. And actually, it looks really cool when it rolls like a spaceship. Yeah, it's such a cool silhouette. I'm gonna have to check out find the Matchbox version. The Matchbox version obviously won't have the suspension. It's a very clicky suspension, more like a Tomica Premium than a Tomica Limited Vintage. And number 45. So this is an older one. I don't think they make Tomica Limited anymore. They just do the Limited Vintage Neo. I love the silver hubcap and then the little dot on it. Are they different colors on the different sides? No, it's not a racing car. This one I'm torn on because there's the gaps on the door are fine. And this is the only quality control issue, is these backlights. And it's just a cool car. Like, it goes. It's just like a spaceship car. Tomica Limited, Mazda Cosmo Sport. I like it. Okay, so I'm a member of the Hot Wheels Redline Club, which is how you like get those the RLC cars, like where is it? This Countach in Spectra Flame with the gold wheels, stuff like that. You have to be a member, which is, but you also can get less like fancy things, and then there's a car every year that's the club car for being a member, and so you can buy that. I mean, it's not free or anything, and this was it for this year, the Ford Mustang Cobra. And first of all, it's heavy. It's very heavy. It's like heavier than a Johnny Lightning. It's got an amazing silhouette. This is my favorite kind of body for the Mustang. This is not my favorite Mustang. My favorite Mustang actually doesn't have this kind of body. It's the Shelby GT350, but I love this kind of body. The wheels that they chose are great, I think. They're a Hot wheel, so, I've seen them before, but they're great. It's got racing slicks on it. The interior details are really nice, and let's see if I can get that. And the sizing of things is very realistic. There's no giant steering wheel. Like, the scale inside seems nice. The back end is just amazing. It's so precise, and it's so nice. It's got the badging, it's got the door lock, it's got the lights, it's got the orange line that goes all the way around the car, the two exhausts. The way they handle the exhausts on the bottom is great. It's a little step up from how Hot Wheels normally does it. The Cobra badging, amazing. Mustang in the window, just so many little details. The front headlights are nice, just painted on, but very nice. The front grille, and then this opens so cleanly. This engine bay, or not, whatever, the engine under the hood is so nicely painted and detailed. I really like it. And it's glossy enough up here that you can see the reflection. This car is wow, it's great, and it rolls really well. I think it was, I don't know, it wasn't as much as something like the Countach. It was like $20, which isn't far off from, what it would cost me to get just a normal premium, and it's so much better than a normal premium. But I mean, I think it would be worth it at twice that price. This is a very good diecast model of this car. I mean, it doesn't have car-specific wheels, but aside from that, this could go toe-to-toe with a lot of brands. Very, very cool. Speaking of heavy, I've got a Johnny Lightning here. And it's got whizzy tires. So, yeah, that usually means they're very thin. Johnny Lightning, this is an RX-7. I have a few RX-7s already from Johnny Lightning. And actually, I've got one that's not all that different from this one. But this one really caught my eye with the colors. It was just, it just screams cool, I think. Rolls great, cool interior, ridiculously large defroster lines, but great front window. This is one of Johnny Lightning's best castings, I think. Oops. The engine bay's not anything particularly special, but the lines are really good. So, there's like a, weird, there's like a little twist in the paint there. A little kink in the paint where it moves to the side. Is that on the other one? No. I mean, it's not intentional. It's obviously not intentional. I don't really have a lot to say about this one. The paint on the tires is also not perfect. Some of it gets down onto the silver rim. Some of it doesn't go all the way to the silver rim. It's Johnny Lightning. You're hard pressed to get a really perfect one, but this is a great looking car, and I purchased it knowing the limitations of Johnny Lightning, and I'm not bothered by that paint problem or the wheel problem. I think this is a gorgeous car, and I'm glad to have it in another cool color. This yellow with the orange and the red is just it's so cool to me. It's just like loud. It's so loud. And okay, speaking of Matchbox, we have a Matchbox Collector's Series. It rolls a little loud because it's got a plastic bottom. Matchbox Collector Series Plymouth Savoy 62, which is a casting that we've looked at from both Matchbox in their normal line, like the main line, and also it wasn't Auto World, the Racing Champions? Anyway, one of the round 2 companies also has a 62 Plymouth Savoy. And the Matchbox one was nicer, but the problem with it was that it was a mainline Matchbox, and so it didn't have a good treatment. It didn't have a front end that it was as nice as this. This is amazing. This is so nice. It's weird as hell, but I think that makes it fascinating to look at. Yeah, I really like it. Like, what are those red stars? The back end, really nice. It says Beast. So one thing that I find a bit strange about this, it's got rubber tires, which is cool. It's a Matchbox collector, so it'll have the rubber tires, but it's got treads on it, but it's a drag. Yeah, it's a drag car. I mean, it's supposed to be a drag conversion of the Savoy pedal beast. I mean, I really like this car's silhouette. I love the lines on it, especially these lines on the hood and the trunk. This one's done really nicely interior. Reasonable sized steering wheel again. And the Matchbox Drag Racing Division. Yeah, so it's supposed to be a drag car. Oh, it's got like deep dish wheels. Oh, that's really cool. I mean, that's very drag-like, but they're all the same size. They do have two different types of treads, but it's weird that they have treads if it's drag racing. I mean, that's my only complaint, and it's not even really a complaint. I mean, the only time you see that is if it's upside down. This is very cool. I love the blue. I love the, you know, small time drag racing. Not that there's like super huge time drag racing, but I'm always charmed by drag racing liveries, which is funny because I have no interest in some aspects of drag racing, like funny cars and things like that. But no, I'm glad I got this. First of all, I think the Plymouth Savoy deserves a full treatment, and that this gives it that. Yes, it's in a very specific racing niche, but yeah, I mean, it's a really cool car, and I happen to like that specific racing niche, so I'm happy. But it would be nice if Matchbox did something similar with the Savoy, like a street version, because this is a really underrated car, I think. Since I started collecting Matchbox, there have been a few cars that I'd never even heard of that I got really excited about, and the Savoy is at the top of that list. And so I'm glad to have this drag version of it. And yeah, thank you for watching. I guess maybe I'll do like a little roundup here, just a quick one, because I'll just put my favorites here. So this Matchbox Savoy, the Mustang Cobra is, oh my god, it weighs like at least 5 times as much. But it's so cool. It's such a cool car. It makes it feel so premium to weigh that much. So I would put this in, but it's a car that I've had for a while. This is still like probably top 5 in my collection of cars that I love. But of these new ones, let's put the Savoy in the middle just for color. So we've got the Auto World Starion, which is a new casting from them. And I think the only one they have right now is the Auto World store exclusive. So you'd have to order it direct from them online, or you'd probably pay someone a little extra on eBay. This Matchbox Collector Pedal Beast it's number 17 this year, and I would 100% recommend anyone pick that up if they like the Savoy, or if they like Matchbox Collectors. It's an amazing one. And then this one you might have to go to eBay. I don't know if they're still selling it, but goddamn, that's a cool car. I really like it, and I really like you for watching my video and listening to me gab on. I hope that you have a very nice day.